Hi guys, this is Ahmed from FKP Institute of AI. This is the first class on Snowflake. In this class, we are going to see how to set up the work environment to work on Snowflake. To work on Snowflake, we should have initially an account with Snowflake. To create an account with Snowflake, we need to log in snowflake.com. And click on Start for Free. Fill up this form and say Continue. And here by default you are choosing a Snowflake edition, that is Enterprise Edition, and then the Snowflake is asking to choose the cloud provider. So Snowflake uses cloud infrastructure. Okay, so I am choosing AWS. Okay, we'll talk more about Snowflake architecture in the going forward classes. So I have chosen cloud provider as AWS, and then it is asking me to choose the region. I already have an AWS account in US East region, that's why I am choosing US East. Okay, so if you guys have already AWS account, check to which region it belongs to. So select that particular region only, so that when you are practicing in the going forward classes, it will be, you will move the data, you will play with the data between your AWS account and this particular Snowflake. Okay, if you choose otherwise, what happens? So you cannot transfer the data between your account, which is there in a different region, to Snowflake, where it is residing on a different region. Okay, so if you guys don't have AWS account at all, choose a region which is near to your location. Okay, so since I am having my AWS account in US East region, so I am choosing this particular region and saying Get Started. Once you click on this Get Started, Snowflake is going to send an email to activate your account with Snowflake. So click on that to activate your account with Snowflake. Once you activate your account, you will get page like this. For the first time, it will ask to choose a username and choose your password, and it will ask again to reconfirm your password and then sign in. So give a username. So I am giving my username is FKPII because I already have my username, and give the password and say sign in. So it will take us to the web interface. So this is the web interface, is the GUI tool, web-based GUI tool, where we play with our database objects. So guys, we need to remember, we need to take a close look here. So this is my account name, Snowflake account name. The first one is the account name. The second part, it shows where my Snowflake account exists, in which region. And the third part in my account name is which cloud provider infrastructure this Snowflake is using. For the first time, when web interface is opened, so at the right top corner you will see like your username and the role called sysadmin. So switch to account admin because it's a super role. So when you are practicing on Snowflake, you will not get any issues with the rights. Okay, at least until you cover user management chapter. Okay, you have two ways. You can choose a role from this way, or you can just type a command, use role account admin. Okay, both ways will work. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll create a database and we'll create a schema and we'll create a table under the schema and we'll insert some records, and then we query that particular table using this particular web interface, so that we'll have some familiarization with particular web interface. So in the going forward classes, we will see almost all the options which are available in this particular web interface. Here is some statements to do the task, to create a database, to create a schema inside that particular database, to create a table inside that particular schema, and to insert some records into that particular table, and to select, to query that particular table. Now you know that we have chosen role account admin. So if you want to see the which role you are currently using, so you can type this particular command, select current role, and now you'll see like which role you are currently using. So now let's create a database, sales. A database got created. Now let's see. Okay, this is the database, and when you are creating a database, you will get like these two schemas by default. So we'll talk more about these default schemas going forward. So currently don't worry about it. Now let's create a schema called dimensions. So now you got a schema called dimensions. Under that particular schema, we are creating a table called products. Okay, so the table got created. Now let's insert these 5 records. And now let's query that particular table, select star from that particular table. Okay, so in Snowflake we create database objects under only schema. We cannot create other than schemas straight under the database. So we create all our database objects only under the schema. Okay, so this is like querying our tables or working with our Snowflake database through our web interface. Suppose if I want to run my SQL statements at the command prompt, so how should I do that? So to do that, what we need to do, we need to go to the help and say download, and download this CLI client that is called SnowSQL. So this particular component we need to install on our local machine. Then we need to configure the path of this NoSQL in our environment variables. Then we can use command prompt to fire our queries. So let's see like how to do that. So I'm going and downloading this SnowSQL component in my local machine. So now when I click on that particular button, what happened, it has taken me to this bootstrap folder. When I click here, so I got like these 3 directories. So suppose if you are using iOS operating system, you choose the upper one, and if you are choosing Linux, choose the second folder, and if you are using Windows, since I am using Windows, I am clicking on this particular Windows folder. Now we need to choose the latest CLI version. So I see the latest is 1.2.18. So I click on here so that it will download in my local machine. Once this component is downloaded in my local machine, so what I need to do is I need to install this on my machine. Okay, it got downloaded. Now I am clicking here to install. So say next. Since this component is already in my machine, so it is not asking me just say next. So it is asking me to repair. So okay, so repair. So you people need to say next. Okay, so repair. So it is done. So once you install SnowSQL on your machine, say finished. Now go to your command prompt. Here say SnowSQL. So initially you will get this warning. So don't worry about this warning at this point of time. Okay, suppose if you type this command SnowSQL, if the result of this particular statement, if you get like no this particular command is not found, so what you need to do is like, you need to add this SnowSQL path to your environment variables. To do that on Windows 10, we need to go to control panel and go to systems and security and go to systems, and then type here advanced system settings. So system properties window will be opened. Go to environment variables and go to system variables and take the path, select the path is the variable and say edit. So add this particular path here. Okay, if it is already not there, so say OK and say OK. So if you are on Windows 7 or below the window version, so you need to follow this path to edit your path variable, okay, which related to your system environment variables. Okay, so now type this command SnowSQL at our command prompt and say -a -a. Here we need to provide our Snowflake account string. So which is our Snowflake account string? This is the Snowflake account string I'm giving here, and then we need to provide the username. Okay, so my username is FKPIAI and say enter. So this is a warning. Currently you ignore. Going forward, I will tell you like how to fix this issue, and give your password here. Okay, here you got the Snowflake prompt. From here you can fire your SnowSQL queries. So now let's choose the role account admin. Okay, say select current role. So you have chosen account admin role. Now let's go and query our table. Sales is the database name, and then dimensions dot products. Dimensions is the schema name. Then so now here you got the result of this particular query. So that's all for this class, and in the next class we will see more about setting up work environment to work with Snowflake.